Get Chris Greer out. Get Mike McDaniel out. Get Tua out. I've had enough. I'm not doing this no more. 25 years of rejection, of losses, of bad picks, no playoff wins. Everyone needs to go. Get out of Miami. Get out of Florida. Get out of 305. Your time is done. Rebuild.
You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. Go. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Go. Don't waste no time.
1-5 feels like we say this every week, but kind of make a break for the Miami Dolphins. Sunday, they play the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are also 1-5. It's two 1-5 teams. It's two bad teams. But as you can see, it's just me here. No Charlie, no 5-Yard Lee, no Story. If you haven't seen the fantasy episode with Charlie and Story, I recommend you go back and watch it. They speak about Jamar Chase, every game now getting 12 receptions or 12 targets, I should say. Sorry. And I think he had about 23 targets. So, yeah, if you want fantasy tips, that is your place to go. But yeah, previewing the Cleveland Browns game on Sunday. I've said for a while now that I believe no one is going this season, or mid-season anyway. I think, in terms of the big three, Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, and Tua Tagovailoa. However, as Charlie says quite a lot, it's important how you win games, and it's important how you lose games. And I think if the Miami Dolphins lose to the Cleveland Browns and it's not a Browns fourth quarter comeback or, like late, go ahead win, I think that could be this is much more broken than we think. Dylan Gabriel, starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Can't imagine we see Shador Sanders. Saw his first game against the Vikings and he was okay. The Vikings won that game late, but Dylan Gabriel done enough to keep the Browns in the game. Just lost to, a more veteran quarterback and a better team in the Vikings. Last Sunday against the Steelers wasn't pretty. Gabriel had 29 completions from 52 attempts, 221 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Quinton Judkins, 12 carries for 36 yards. It was almost like he was a Miami Dolphin running back against the Carolina Panthers. So this isn't a good team, but this is a good defense. And if you are an offensive line who struggles in pass protection and I guess, run blocking, the Cleveland Browns are going to make you pay. Like this could be a Myles Garrett get right game and, just teeing off on Patrick Paul. Now, Patrick Paul's done well so far, and this will be a big test for him. This isn't... If Patrick Paul fails to keep Myles Garrett at the backfield, this isn't he has to go, he's not good. No, guys, it ain't that deep. Myles Garrett probably one of, if not the best pass rushers or defensive ends in the league. It's no shame at all. Is my hat bent? I can't tell. Let me know in the comments. I feel like my hat's bent. Maybe my camera's bent. Either way, it's fine. I'm not gonna break it. I'm not gonna touch it. Well, no. If you lose to Cleveland, Stephen Watt might be like, it's time. There is a very, 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 very vocal section of the Miami Dolphins fan base that has had enough, and I understand that they've had enough. It's get Chris Greer out, get Mike McDaniel out, get Tua out. I've had enough. I'm not doing this no more. 25 years of rejection, of losses, of bad picks, no playoff wins. Everyone needs to go. Get out of Miami, get out of Florida, get out of 305. Your time is done. Rebuild. I'm not that guy. That's not me. There's been a lot of speculation this week about what do the Dolphins do if teams come calling for Jaylen Waddle, for Devon Achane. Those are the two big names that have been, rumored to be rumored that teams are calling about. Mike McDaniel in his press conference on Friday said, it's all rumors. Like, none of it's true. No one is on the trade. No, like, the Dolphins aren't planning to move anybody on. But again, you lose to Cleveland, you're 1-6, your season is done. Like, talk of, can we go be 11-6? No. Like, it's doable, but it won't happen. Listen, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. I'm not a player X or player Y fan. And I say that to mean if the Dolphins got rid of, my favorite players, I'm not going to stop supporting them. I understand people that, losing good players would be the final straw for them. Like, I understand that. I don't believe in that kind of fandom, but if that's you, then that's your line. I remember talking to Charlie. My line would have been if we picked up Deshaun Watson, given the allegations around him. People were, I find it funny that people were completely fine with trading for Deshaun Watson while the allegations were over his head, but draw the line at trading away good players as part of a rebuild. But anyway, who am I to judge? So McDaniel says, no one's being moved at the moment. But again, you lose to Cleveland, you're 1-6. Bradley Chubb the most likely to go probably. Question marks will be raised around Jalen Phillips, given that's a contract year, the injury history. But people also think that you keep Phillips because this is the lowest value. It's the lowest his value is. Basically, yeah. People aren't a fan of trading Phillips. If you are going to start a rebuild, having Jalen Phillips and Chop Robinson is a pretty nice way to start a rebuild. And it's the same with, on the other side of the ball with Devon Achane and Jaylen Waddle. So yeah, I wouldn't mind getting rid of them because, I'm rebuilding. Everyone can go. Give me for the right price, everyone can go. But, I understand people aren't there. And again, I'm not going to that's a conversation for myself and Charlie and everyone in the comments. So yeah, let me know. Would you trade Waddle? Would you trade Achane? Or are they, on your no trade list? But back to the game against the Cleveland Browns. It can be windy, it can be rainy. It's not going to be a pretty game. The Cleveland Browns do have David Njoku out, which is going to help, in my opinion. If you're looking at the skill positions for the Browns and what the Dolphins, or who the Dolphins need to stop, you're looking at Howard Fanning Jr. last week against Steelers, 7 receptions, 81 yards for an average of 11.6. And Jerry Jeudy, 5 receptions for 43 yards. Outside of that, there's no one who the Dolphins should really be worried about, especially with Njoku out. I mentioned Quinton Judkins earlier. Yeah, he will be a problem at the backfield, especially for a team that can't stop the run. But if the Dolphins can stop the run on early downs and force Cleveland to pass, I'm quietly confident that the Dolphins, can get stops. Again, I said this last week against the Chargers, sorry. And I say this again. In terms of, listen, the season's done, but trying to find positives. This is another potential get right game. This is another game in which the Dolphins can figure out what they want to be going forward. And if you can get a win against Cleveland, listen, there are some who want to go into this game wanting to lose and kind of saying, I want a high draft pick. Beating Cleveland does nothing for me. Like, the season's done. Why are you picking up these meaningless wins for? But I go into games wanting to win. There's no guarantee you pick a quarterback in the first 5 picks is going to pan out. Look where the Dolphins are now. So I don't care where we pick. I care about, getting the right pick when we're on the board. And I want to see my team win. I don't, for those listening, I am in the UK. I don't spend my Sunday evenings wishing my team to lose, willing my team to lose for the players that I support to do bad, dumb stuff. But again, I'm not here telling anyone how to fan. Listen, for the Dolphins to win this game, like I said earlier, stop Quinton Judkins, have Dylan Gabriel drop back 50 plus times, and you should be okay. If you're Cleveland, you're looking at it going, if again they're 1-5, but if we want to show that we can win, this is a good game for them. These are 2 1-5 teams. These are 2 teams who believe that the other is bad and they can get the win. The Dolphins will probably turn around and say our close losses is proof that we can, we are close to turning our season around. You look at the Ravens defeats, the Browns defeats, lost a 1-point game to the Bengals on the opening day of the season, but then lost 41-17 to the Ravens. The Ravens haven't won a game since. Beat the Packers 13-10, which is just amazing, but then lost 34-10 to the Lions, lost 21-17 to the Vikings, as I said, that close game, but then 23-9 to the Steelers. That's 1, 2, 3, not heavy losses, but 3 losses where the games wasn't close. The other 2 losses, were 1-score games. The Dolphins have 5 losses. Only one of them was, by multiple scores. So you would like to think that the Dolphins can win. I'll leave you with this. The Browns are the only team in football who haven't scored 20 points this season. So this should tell you, you get to 21 points and you win. Don't be surprised if the Dolphins find a way to give Cleveland 21 points. But as of right now, the only team to not score 20 points, and it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning, if you give up 20 plus points to the Cleveland Browns and you lose, that could be the sign that Stephen Ross needs to be like, this is bad, and I'm actually going to change things. In the last episode, you heard Charlie say Chris Greer will be the first to go, but if you get up 21 points, it might be Anthony Weaver. My score prediction is going to be, I'm going to go 27-13 to the Miami Dolphins. I think it'll be close until the 4th quarter. The Dolphins will, they'll basically, I can imagine it be like 17-10 heading into the 4th. And then just when the Dolphins, pick up their extra 10 points, and make it a better score than it actually is. But guys, let me know in the comments what you think the score is going to be. Thank you for tuning in. Trust me, it's enjoyable. I love you guys. Stay positive, and I shall see you guys soon. Peace.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Music.